Remember this?
D, E, F, Do, Re, Mi, D, E, F, Do, Re, Mi.
Remember when we did these 3-note patterns? Well, we're going to review these and then we're going to put it all together and learn how to put these onto the 5-line staff.
Be my echo, please. Do, Re, Mi.
What's that in note names?
D, E, F.
Great job.
What's the first note? Do, Re, Do. D, E, D. What's the first note? Do, Do, Mi, Re. D, F sharp, E.
Ooh, tricky one.
What's the first note? Re, Re, Do, Mi. What's the first note? Not in solfege, what's the note? E, D, F sharp.
And finally up there, I don't know if I can reach. If I stand on my tippy toes, I can.
What's the first note in solfege? Mi, Re, Do. What's the first note in notes? F sharp, E, D.
Great job. What we're going to do now is we're going to take the first 3-note pattern, the Do, Re, Mi, D, E, F sharp pattern, and we're going to put it onto the 5-line staff. So what you need is either a whiteboard and a dry erase marker or a pencil and paper. So first, draw the 5 lines. So I'm just going to draw something like that. It's okay if it's not perfect. Now, if you're a violin player, you need to put a treble clef. So I start here at the bottom, and I draw a line up, and then a curlicue. And there's my treble clef. The first note we need to add is D. So if you look here, it's the lowest note, right? So how do we know where to put it? Well, remember, how many spaces do we have? We have the 0 space, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's one more space that we put here. Okay, so where does D go on here? Remember when we walked on the giant staff? Where did we start? We started on the 0 space. So that's where we put our D. So draw the oval and fill it in. D. We've got our D. Okay, we need to do our E. Here's the trick. The E is going to go on a line. So, how many lines do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E goes on the first line. And we need F sharp. D, E. Do we go up or down? D, E, F sharp. We're going to go up. So F sharp. Do you remember when we walked on the giant staff? Which space was F sharp on? D, E, F sharp, F sharp. What space is F sharp on? Let's see. F sharp is on the first space. This is very important. If you don't draw them on the right lines or the right spaces, they won't be correct. And now I'm going to just add my stems. Bloop, boop, and connect them. And then I have D, E, F sharp, D, E, F sharp. The first 3 notes of the D major scale. Behind me, I've written out the entire D major scale for violin and for cello. Do you see any kind of pattern when it comes to whether a note is a space note or a line note? If we look at violin, we got a space note. And for cello, we have a line note. Let's go on. Is this a space or a line? Show me. Space, line, space. Yep, it's a line. What about here? Space or line? Yep, space. Yep, space. Line, the line going through it. Space. Do you see the pattern now? Space, line, space, line, space, line, space, line. Line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space. In the D major scale, when you're going up note by note by note by note, the notes always go in a pattern of space, line, or line, space, space. It's very important to know that. Otherwise, it's not going to be right. Now look at the worksheet that's attached. Make sure you're using the right one. This is the violin worksheet, and this is the cello worksheet. Okay, you can tell it's different because it says violin or cello, and at the bottom, the cello has the bass clef, and the violin has the treble clef. Let's go through the worksheet together. Okay. First, you're going to see that there are the 3-note pattern. So just label the pattern using solfege. What is the first note, second note, and third note? This is all you need. Then label the pattern using notes. D, E, and F. After that, you're going to look at the musical alphabet and fill in the missing notes. So what goes between D and F sharp? Okay, well, we look here. D, F. What's between D and F? E. So E goes here, and then you fill in. Okay, on the other side, you're going to fill in the pattern of whether it's space note or a line note. Fill in the pattern, describe the pattern, and then draw in the missing notes. So I took out the E, A and B and C sharp, and you have to remember if those are line notes or space notes and put them on the correct line or space. If you put them on a random line or a random space, it's not going to be correct. So let's look for violin at E. Okay, we know it's a line note from the pattern, but which line does it go on? Guess what? I flip the page and I look here. Which line is it on? It's on the first line. Okay? So I need to draw that note on the first line. Okay? Finally, when you're done, you have to draw your do, re, mi pattern as D, E, F on the correct spaces and lines.